Hey, good morning there, faithful men. Happy Tuesday after Easter. Hope that you gentlemen are doing well and that you had a wonderful Easter. Certainly was a great Easter for us here at Two Rivers. An exciting morning. Got to share the gospel with at least a couple hundred people. So just to let you know, we had 273 people, which was up about 70% from our last Easter. So seeing God impact more people, just really fun to be a part of. So pray that the seeds that were sown into the hearts of our people would go in deep and that God would draw them back for a new series that we're going to be kicking off this Sunday that we're calling Messy Church, the truth about God, the church, and hypocrites, where it's our hope to begin to explore and to discuss many of the things that people have in terms of issues with the church and actually unpack them in a really redemptive, hope-filled way. So really excited about beginning those conversations starting on this Sunday, where we're going to talk about religion versus relationship. So one of the primary callings we felt when we came down here was to invest in and speak into those who maybe were caught up in this trap of legalism and religion and help them begin to find freedom in the gospel and how that actually can then lead us to life, not based on our own works. So really excited about that this Sunday. Also, and primarily wanted to update you on the church office latest. So here's where we are. I heard back from each of you. And first of all, just want to thank every one of you for getting back to me very quickly and for giving me the feedback that you have. That helps me know where God is, and it also helps us make the best decision possible. So again, each of you are looking at these things from different perspectives, and I just really appreciate your perspective and your wisdom, and it's fun to see us begin to become a real functioning team. So thank you for that. Here's where we are as of today. So I talked to Tom and we read through our contract, and unfortunately there is no provision for us to get out of here before our time ends at the end of August, unless of course they sell the place, and then they're going to give us 60 days notice and then we're out. Right now they are moving to a new realtor, so my assumption and guess is that we're going to be on the hook until the end of August. Now, based on all the research that we did, as I discussed in the last video, we've got basically narrowed it down to one place that we feel like would be a really compelling option, and we really feel like God opening the door and asking us to step into that. So in order to do that, that means for a few months we're going to have to be essentially renting two different places. Certainly not ideal, but the timing working out perfectly for all of this probably wasn't going to be ideal, candidly. It's unfortunate, but that is our reality. So here's what that looks like, and here's how God has provided in some ways. This Thursday, barring any major red flags or any pushback from you guys, I'm going to go ahead and sign a lease with the owner of the property just up the road, and that will begin May 1st, or April 1st. So it's March now, April 1st. And so we are going to sign a 2-year lease starting April the 1st. Now, what that means is that that first month, thankfully, the owner of the property is going to dramatically reduce the rent, actually at 50%. So it's going to be $14.50 a month, every month, but the first month will be half of that, $7.50, give or take. And here's a cool story. So I have a friend that's actually moving to Chattanooga who needs and wants a place to stay as he begins to get settled in. So I talked to the owner of the property, and he's okay with us letting this guy rent our future church office until we move in. So the first month he's actually going to cover the entire rent, which is at half cost, and then moving forward he's going to pay $450 of the $1450. So that would be starting in May. So that's May, June, July, August, perhaps all those months he'll pay $450 of our $1450, and we'll still be on the hook for the $1,000, even though we won't necessarily be in that property. Best case scenario, Lisa sells this house and we get over there quickly so that we don't end up throwing that money away. But that's where we are. We wanted to make sure we didn't lose that really ideal property, and yet we still need this place and are on the hook for this place as well. So that's what that looks like. I know it's a little complicated. It's a little nuanced, but I think it's one of the ways that God has and is providing for us. So that's what that looks like, and then that will give us some time to move our things over where we're not rushing, we're not doing all this, or looking for a place at the end or the beginning of August when things will be ramping up for the fall and things start to get very, very busy then. So by that point, hopefully we'll be ready, to flip the lights on and it'll be ours, and we'll have done the work that we need to do over the summer in terms of some painting and some things like that, yet while still having a functional office. So that's really where we're at as of today. We are going to continue to chase down, in particular, the lead of the land just down the road and the developer that's associated with that. We think it could be this crazy, very cool God thing. We don't know if it is. We don't know if it isn't. But we know that either way, it's going to take at least a couple years to discover if this may be something that God wants us to step into. And so it's a long process that we didn't want to rush. So we knew we needed a secure office, but we also know that God wants us to continue to walk out this other potential option. And then we'll certainly update you guys as things begin to materialize or not there. So I wanted to let you know those things. I think that was all that I had for you. If you have any thoughts or any major concerns, let me know. Otherwise, my plan is to go ahead and sign the lease on Thursday, and then we'll begin to proceed so that Ryan can move in as soon as this weekend, and we can begin to look ahead to our future with a place that has been secured by what we feel like God's timing and His provision. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Enjoy your afternoon, and if you have any thoughts, feel free to give me some feedback. If not, I'll just assume the 2 thumbs up that I got from all of you guys is still in place, and we'll keep you in the loop on anything if it changes. Alrighty.